The Prime Minister has made a rare address to NATO leaders in Madrid, where Finland and Sweden were officially invited to join the Western military pact.
Ardern used her speech to warn the alliance against increasing the use of nuclear weapons because of the war in Ukraine.
Russia wasn't the only worry on the agenda, though. China's ambitions came up too. Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer reports.
The gang's all here, the big guns with nuclear ones and the rest with all the rest. NATO's power was flexing and mingling in Madrid, but this isn't just a NATO summit, it's NATO plus friends, the Asia-Pacific squad of Korea, Japan, Australia and New Zealand called up to show up. But that's not to say we are signing up to the military alliance.
What New Zealand has done is where there are conflicts, where there is a direct affront for us to our values, where we want to make a contribution, we'll often choose to partner with NATO if that makes sense for New Zealand.
As Ukraine deals with a barrage of terror, these leaders have watched in shared horror.
I would liken it only to the pandemic, when you have an issue that it absolutely dominates and is universal for everyone.
So universal, Jacinda Ardern was asked to address the summit. She used the rare opportunity to warn NATO leaders.
I think it's important that we ensure that we don't see a legacy of the war in Ukraine being a greater escalation and production of nuclear weapons.
The last time NATO met to renew its security strategy was 2010, and a sign of how much times have changed. Back then, Russia was in attendance and considered a strategic partner. Now they are listed as the most significant and direct threat to the Allies' security. Russia isn't the only new power on NATO's watch list.
China's coercive policies challenge our interests, security and values.
Again eliciting a warning in Ardern's address.
We want to ensure that in responding to the tensions that we see, that rather than heightening, we seek to use dialogue and diplomacy to bring back the temperature on some of what we're seeing in the region.
The Prime Minister's time meeting and greeting in Madrid might be up, but the free trade deal negotiations just keep on going.
It's been tough going.
With more tough talks ahead in Brussels.
Well, the Prime Minister has arrived in Brussels, where Lisette joins us now. And Lisette, is this D-Day for the free trade negotiations?
Well, it is certainly a big day. Jacinda Ardern is only in Brussels for less than 24 hours, a flying visit to meet with the President of the European Commission. A joint press conference between the two would be a perfect opportunity to announce a freshly inked free trade deal. The Trade Minister, Damien O'Connor, has been busy this week sitting around the negotiating table trying to get this done, but New Zealand has been sitting at that table for 4 long years. Jacinda Ardern is the first to admit that it has been an incredibly complicated process, trying to negotiate with so many countries who have sensitivities in the areas that New Zealand is looking to make gains. So she is at pains to stress that she is perfectly comfortable leaving here without a deal if it is not the right one, but she does want to ensure there is still momentum around the negotiations.
Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer live from Brussels. Thank you.